What mind-blowing but simple facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime?
Dogs can tell when you're coming home by how much of your scent is left in the house if you have a daily routine.
Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks.
Cashews come from a fruit.
Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats.
Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue.
From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the sun.
The name for the Arctic comes from the ancient Greek word for bear, Arctos. Named after one of the constellations Ursa Major, Big Bear, or Ursa Minor, Little Bear, but there are bears living there too. So basically, the Arctic is called bear, and the Antarctic is called not bear.
In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. If you have any, you have to have at least two. They get lonely.
A lot of the TV or internet videos she watches comes via undersea cables.
Pineapples are a collection of berries.
There's an island in Japan populated only by fluffy bunnies.
Giraffe tongues are black.
Kangaroos can't walk backwards.
Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer.
The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years, but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means there are bees here, let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time.
Chocolate was once used as currency by the Aztecs. More accurately, cacao beans were used. Worms have 5 hearts. The surface of Mars is covered in rust, making the planet appear red. The red food coloring, carmine, that's used in a lot of candy is made up of a kind of beetle. There's a train station in Japan that has a cat station master, currently Nitama. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Tomatoes were once thought to be inedible since they're in the same family as nightshade, which is poisonous. Apples float but pears sink. Apples float because they are 25% air. Wombat poop is cube-shaped.
When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies. Kind of like how a Pokémon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about.
It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth.
Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913, parents could mail their kids to grandmas through the postal service.
There are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in the world. Cows can walk upstairs, but they can't walk down.
A polar bear's skin is black. Tigers have striped skin.
Whales are closer to cows than to sharks.
It rains diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter, other planets.
Owls cannot be choked.
Birds poo and pee from the same hole at the same time.
A day on Venus takes longer to complete than a year on Venus. How? It simply takes longer for Venus to do one complete rotation around its own axis than it does for the planet to rotate around the sun.
Humans are bioluminescent and glow in the dark, but the light that we emit is 1,000 times weaker than our human eyes are able to pick up.
Making pennies cost more than their actual value.
Brigadier Sir Nils Olav is a king penguin. He is Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, as well as the mascot. He currently lives in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland.
Male seahorses carry the baby in the tummy instead of the mommy.
A woodchuck belongs to the family of ground squirrels.
A platypus lays eggs and has milk, making it the only mammal that could in theory make its own custard.
Butterflies smell with their feet. Most people have more than the average number of arms.
Lobsters were considered disgusting and low-class food, to the point that feeding them to prisoners too often was considered cruel and unusual punishment. Also, they're basically just big sea roaches.
Your hand is exactly the same size as your face.
Billy goats wee on their heads to smell better for the lady goats.
Cheese is just a loaf of milk.
1. Animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons. 2. Slugs have 4 noses. 3. Camels have 3 eyelids. 4. Flamingos turn pink from eating shrimp. 5. Kangaroos cannot walk backward. 6. A hummingbird weighs less than a penny. 7. Broccoli is classified as both a vegetable and a flower. 8. The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. 9. Fish cough. 10. Snails breathe through their foot. 11. If you keep a goldfish in a dark room it will turn white. 12. Bullfrogs never sleep. 13. Elephants can't jump. 14. Pigs can get a sunburn. 15. Fish can drown. 16. The average American eats approximately 35,000 cookies in his per life. 17. Only male turkeys gobble. 18. Penguins are the only birds that can both swim and not fly. 19. Male kangaroos are called boomers and females are called flyers. 20. Koalas sleep 22 hours a day. 21. Kangaroos can't smell.
A Siamese cat's fur color is dependent on its body temperature. That's why the colder areas of the body such as the nose, paws, and tail are darker than the rest.
There's AD fridge but not in refrigerator.
Pufferfish are full of water, not air. Don't know if that's mind-blowing, but I learned that at the ripe old age of 38, it's logical when I think about it, but it never crossed my mind. Also, a spinning disc is going faster at the outer edge than in the middle.
The distance from your inner elbow to your wrist is the same as the length of your foot. This one is fun because it sounds insane. The forearm looks longer, but if you put your foot to your arm you see that it's accurate. If you put both hands in front of you and write a word, your non-dominant hand will write an exact mirror of your dominant hand without you having to think about it.
Any most matter, I'll take for example water, can freeze, evaporate, and turn to liquid again, all at the same time at a small cup. Given that the pressure and temperature is right.
The pyramids were ancient when Cleopatra was around. There were woolly mammoths on the planet when the pyramids were being built. We are now further away from the first man going to space than the first man in space was to the first airplane. J.K. Rowling is richer than the Queen. Queen of England's personal net worth is about $520 million. J.K. Rowling's personal net worth is around $1 billion. The entirety of all the planets in the solar system can fit in between the Earth and the Moon. Sea otters hold hands when they sleep, and have a favorite rock to hold onto in a secret pouch. A blue whale's heart is as big as a Volkswagen Beetle. Some penguins propose to mates by bringing them rocks for a nest. Leave out the part about penguin prostitution, though. Rainbows are circles. The frequency of a cat's purr has been shown to improve bone density and strength. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the galaxy. Some galaxies technically are more than 5 times thick as they are wide due to black holes throwing stuff out of the center. One of the Aztecs or Incan, can't remember which, favorite drinks was basically hot cocoa with hot peppers. Oxford University in England is older than the Aztec Empire. Fire burns spherically in space, i.e. on the space station.
There are more ways to arrange a deck of cards than there are stars in our galaxy.
Kit Kats are made out of Kit Kats.
Horses can't vomit.
Pineapples used to be so expensive that people would rent them as a centerpiece for their party. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. A single strand of spaghetti is a spaghetto. At birth, a baby panda is smaller than a mouse. Violin bows are usually made from horsehair. The color red doesn't make bulls angry, they are colorblind. Herring fish communicate with flatulence. If you heat up a magnet, it loses its magnetism. It snows metal on planet Venus. Garlic attracts leeches. In 1992, a shipping crate full of 28,000 rubber ducks fell off a ship. They kept washing up for years.
Popcorn is a vegetable.
Parrotfish are responsible for most of the sand in the world. They eat coral looking for the good stuff and spit out the chewed up pieces, which happens to now be sand.
Wombat poo is cube-shaped. For a while Melbourne was called Batmania. The elephant is the only mammal that can't jump.